a new name here, Parish Patel. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I recently moved to Bentonville from California and met Srinivas Prabhu, and he added me into this call. I was not able to join it for a very long time, but Shanta Mataji was kind enough to wake me up today to join the call. So, um, I'm from India, Gujarat, and I came to US in 21 and I got introduced to ISKCON in 2022. I have been trying to chant properly since then.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining. Hope this benefits you. If anything that we can be of any service, please let us know. We join every day 5 o'clock in the morning. Srinivas would have told you already. And we only meet for 30 minutes on weekday. And on the weekend, it be a little relaxed. So yeah, please, if you like to continue, see few classes or few sessions, if you like, you can continue with us. So thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Srinivas. Um, कूर्मादिं दिव्यलोकं तदु मणिमयमण्डपं तत्र शेषं तस्मिन् धर्मातिपीठं तदुपरि कमलं श्यामाग्रिग्राहिणीश्च विष्णुं देवी विभूषयायुध अनमुरकं पादुके वैनतेयम् तेनेशं द्वारपालं कुमुदमुखगणां विष्णुभक्तान् प्रपद्ये. This is a beautiful sloka which tells about the spiritual world, Sri Vaikuntha. In Vaikuntha, there are many lokas are there. There are Varahaloka, Kurmaloka, Narasimhaloka. Rama has his own loka. So it's a lot of lokas are there. And each one is so beautiful that it is filled with so many mantapams, domes, big palaces. Manimaya mantapam. Tatra Sesham. Sesham means Adisesha. That Adisesha was also situated over there on the a stage. And then over there, Dharmati Pitam. Dharmati Pitam is a throne, Simhasana. Um, the name Simhasana is also reminds us of Lord Narasimha. And when Lord Narasimha sat on the throne of Hiranyakashipu, before he coronated Prahlad, it was Lord Narasimha who sat on the throne. Simha, Narasimha. Dharmati Pitam is called Simhasana. Kurmadim Divya Lokam. Divya Lokam means transcendental lokas, many lokas. Tadanu, Manimaya Mandapam. Many mantapams are there. Tatra Sesham, Tasmin Dharmati Pitam, and there is a beautiful throne, Dharmati Pitam, and Tadapari Kamalam, which is on the top of a lotus flower, beautiful lotus flower, and surrounded by chamara. Chamara means with the chamaras. There are many who are surrounded near the throne and fanning using the chamara. Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu, is seated on the Dharmati Pitam. Devihi. Devihi is his consort, Sri Mahalakshmi, Bhulakshmi, and the Neela Lakshmi. Lakshmi, Sri, Bhu, and Neela. Vishnu, Vibhusaya Yuda Ghanakam. Vibhusaya Yuda Ghanakam. Ghanakam means, Ghana means many or a group, a lot. Ghanam. Ganesha, Isha means control. Ghana Isha means a leader of a group of whatever group. Therefore, his name is Ganesha. Ghanam means the group. So there's a lot of Ayudam, Vibhusha Ayuda Ghanam, lot of Ayudam, Shanku, Chakra, Gada, Padman, many Ayudam are there. Uragam, again Adi Shesha over there who lives, Sesham, Tasmin Tarmati Pitam, Tadari, Kamala, Chamaratmi, Vishnu Devi, Vibhishayudan, Kanamurakam, Paduke Vainateyam. Paduke Vainateyam means the Lord sandalwood, sandal Paduka is right there underneath, and Vainateyam is Vinata Sutha is called Vainateya. Vinata is mother of Garuda. So that means it's representing Garuda. Garuda is also present there. Senation. Senation means the chief commander, commander in chief, whose name is Vishwakshena. Vishwakshena, the commander in chief. The Lord, when He creates the world, He has given the ruling authority or a stick. The rulers have a rod in his hand that's been given to Vishwakshena, and then he comes and takes permission. He goes and does whatever needs to be done for the creation purpose. Vishwakshenam. Vishwakshenam. Um, Dwarapalan. Dwarapalan Kumuda Mukha means Dwarapalaka. There are many Dwarapalakas are present. We familiarly know as Jaya and Vijaya, the famous Jaya and Vijaya. But there are many of them. Chanda, Kumuda, um, Kumudaksha, and Sarvanetra, and many Pundarika, many are there. They were all present over there as a doorkeeper. Vishnu Bhaktan, it's not only the Lord and his consort, Garuda, Sesha, and the doorkeepers are present. There are also many unlimited numbers of Vishnu Bhaktas. All the devotees are surrounded over there. Garuda, Vishwakshena, Ananta, besides them, many were there. And besides those who are present there eternally, they were also Muktatma. Muktatmas means own once point of time who are present in this world, in the material world, but then they, by the process of surrendering bhakti, they attain the Vishnu Loka. They are called Muktatmas. At one point of time, they were like us, struggling in this world with the senses, uncontrollable senses because of the karma and vasanas, but then perfected their life through the process of bhakti, and they transcended this world and attained the Vishnu Lokam, Vaikuntha. So they were also present. Many were present over there. Um, there are three things, the terms that we need to be familiar with. One is called Bhogyam, another one is called Bhoga Upakaranam, and third one is called Bhoga Sthanam. Bhogyam means in our life we want to enjoy something, that object which is of our experience, that is called Bhoga, right? When we before offer to Krishna, we cook all the preparation and take it in front of Krishna, and that is called Bhoga means enjoyment, to enjoy. So we don't tell that I'm going to eat Bhoga, we say we are going to eat or honor prasadam. Bhogam is Krishna, and for us, what is Bhogam is not the the real Bhogam for all of us is not that which goes into our mouth for eating purpose or for our senses. It's not, we not only eat and enjoy through our mouth, we also eat and enjoy through our eyes, eat and enjoy through our nose, eat and enjoy through our ears, eat and enjoy through our touch. Likewise, eat and enjoy through our mouth. So eating we constantly do through these five senses. The five senses are constantly eating something or the other, and we find some satisfaction through these eating process. Eating is constantly happening. The eyes are wide open to see beautiful things, right? So this is all become, that means the object of our experience, those objects are called Bhoga. So that is Bhoga. But for the Bhoga, when the object is there, we also have to have some tools to experience and enjoy that Bhoga. That's called Bhoga Upakaranam. Upakaranam means tools, instruments. Bhoga Upakaranam. There could be a nice um, there could be a nice necklace, diamond necklace. It is present in front of me, but then that is called Bhoga. It's in front of me, but then I need a tool to enjoy it. Without the tool, I cannot enjoy the diamond necklace or anything for a sweet, nice bowl of some kheer is there, rice kheer. And kheer is there, but I have to have some tools to enjoy that kheer. I need to first to seeing that it's, yeah, this is a rice kheer. So through my eyes, I identify that's a kheer. Now that I identified, it's not going to give any big satisfaction. Then I have to have my hands to pick it up, my legs to go to the key and pick it up. So I pick it up and then ready now. Key is in my hand. That is not sufficient. Now I need to have mouth to put it inside and tongue to taste it. So I need this tool to mouth and tongue should taste it. As you taste, then you smell the sweet fragrance of the nice saffron and cashews and whatever you add to it, right? So these are things called Bhoga Upakaranam. Well, all those things are fine, but you need a place. You cannot. If someone is in the say if someone is in the hospital on a serious attending something serious, at that time you don't go and give them a rice kheer. It's the rice kheer for them is going to taste bitter. It's going to taste bitter, even though it is made of sugar. The same sugar may taste bitter depends on the place and circumstances. Therefore, the experience that we get is not present in the object. It's present in the consciousness or the thing that we have towards that object. Something may please someone else, may not please us. Something which doesn't please others may please us. For us, right now in this age, playing with Barbie dolls or Spider-Man or Xbox is not a pleasure. It's just waste of time for us. But we wouldn't have told the same thing whatever the years back when we were young boys or girls. Our children doesn't, that's their bohum for them, right? So that's different for them. So the time, place, circumstances all matters even if you have an enjoyable object in front of you, right? If you want to watch a movie, you don't watch a movie when there's a big firework is going on. So it's a Independence Day, July 4th weekend. It's on a you go there and there's an open screen movie is going to be projected and there's a firework is going on. That Sthanam, that place is not a right place to sit and watch a movie because there's going to be fireworks going on for another half an hour or 45 minutes, whatever it is. So you have an object to enjoy, you have the tools to enjoy, that's not sufficient. And you need to also have a place to enjoy, the right time, place, and circumstances. This is all very important for one to enjoy. Therefore, for the devotees, we have to understand what is Bhogam, what is Bhoga Upakaranam, and what is Bhoga Sthanam. Bhogasthanam. The Bhogasthanam, Bhoga Upakaranams are the Bhogam or the object of our experience, object of our um, enjoyment is what for us. That is the first thing that we need to identify because all of us want to be happy in our life. And the happiness is only comes when our senses get satisfied. That's the platform we are in right now, right? We are not going beyond the body and senses to see Atma has to be satisfied. Yeah. But for us to experience the Atma satisfaction, we use a tool, Upakaranam, the body is definitely needed. even for the Atma to be satisfied, the Upakaranam of this body is needed. And we need a place, proper place to do chanting, or, I mean, eating, or as I went back to the example, all these different place, the right place, Sthanam is needed. For Bhaktas, Vishnu Bhaktas, Krishna Bhaktas, the Boham, the object of one's enjoyment, should be the focus, the only one object, and that is Krishna. Krishna should be the object of our experience or of our worship. So Bhogam, for us, Bhogam is Krishna. Ahamannam, 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 Ahamannat, Ahamannat, Ahamannat. For us, Krishna is Bhoga. Krishna is our food. Mm. For Krishna, we are his food. Upanishad says. For us, when we talk of Upanishads telling that the Jivatma are the food for Paramatma. When I say Paramatma, is Bhagavan. For us, we are the food for the Supreme Lord. Even in the spiritual world, we're talking about food. What's happening here? Right now, we are so much engrossed in only eating, eating, and eating, and eating. Even when we go back, Shastra says, Ahamannam, Ahamannam, Ahamannatu, Ahamannam. I am food. I am the food. I am the food. I am the food for your enjoyment. When we go back to the spiritual world that we are talking right now, this particular description of the spiritual world, the Lord, when in front of the Lord, we introduce ourselves. We don't need an introduction. But as a custom, as a respect, we always introduce ourselves. Lord knows in and out of everything about ourselves. Especially if this happens when we go to the temple, when you do want to do an archana, and they will ask your name, your star, your nakshatram, or your gotram, all those different things they can make accordingly. The archana can be made on your name. But the Lord knows our Gotram, our Nakshatram, our Kulam, our not only that, those are all external. He knows in and out of us. Do we really have to do this? It's a formality to do so. That's all. That's all. Likewise, when we come in front of the Lord, we say Ahamannam, Ahamannam, Ahamannat. I am your food. I am your food. I am your food. What does it mean? It means food means not the literal food that we all eat, rice, sabji, dal, sabji, papad, all those things. That's not the food that we are talking about. Food represents an object of enjoyment. Absolutely. So that means I am your enjoyment. I am here for your enjoyment. Please enjoy me. Please enjoy me. Please enjoy me. When we go to the spiritual world called the spiritual world, Vaikuntham, when we go back, our consciousness should be in such a way that I am here for your enjoyment, my Lord. That's the meaning of this. I am your food. I am your food. I am your food. I am here for your enjoyment. That means how the body, all our body, the body that we have with all those limbs that of the body is meant to be for the enjoyment of the Atma. Body is meant to be for the enjoyment of the Atma. You all agree, right? Why do we have this body? The purpose of body is to serve the Atma in whatever the way it could bring happiness. Likewise, we are part and parcel of the Lord. The Lord is Paramatma who is situated in everyone's. If that's the case, then we should be our existence should be for the enjoyment of the Lord who is present within ourselves. Like the body is for our enjoyment, we are the part and parcel of the Lord. That means we must become the enjoyment or the source of enjoyment for the Lord who is present within us. Present us. So that is the consciousness we all have to develop. That Krishna is the Boham, and then the tool that we all have should be used. Everything that we have in the purpose of in under our command, under our order, the house, the car, the family members, the wealth that we have, everything or the tools, upakaranam, should be used for that purpose of enjoyment to the Lord. In likewise, we have to be situated in a sthanam, the proper sthanam. It's also needed. Um, we cannot without the sthana, without a proper place and environment and devotee circle, we cannot practice our bhakti. It's very difficult to practice bhakti. So these are the important points for us to understand. In the spiritual world which has many hundreds of lokas, and these lokas are all having multiple mantapams, and there are more descriptions here. Multiple mantapams, and over there the Lord is Dharmati Peetam, situated and seated on this throne called Dharma Peetam, along with his consort, surrounded by his devotees who are both Nityatmas and then Muktatmas. Nityatmas are the Atmas who are situated eternally in the spiritual world, and Muktatmas are the Atmas who suffered at one point of time in this world, Bholoka, and somehow, by the mercy of the Lord, they return back to the spiritual world. And we are conditioned souls. We are in the process of perfecting ourselves to also become another Muktatma, so we can go back to the spiritual world and then serve the Lord over there in the spiritual world. Kurmadin Divyalokam Tadanu Manimayam Mandapam Tatra Sesham Tasmin Dharmati Peetham Tadaru Parikamalam Chamarag Raga Niksha Vishnu Devi Vibhushayayudhana Murakam Padake Vainateyam Senesham Dwarapalan Kumudamukha Ganan Vishnu Bhaktan Prapatye, to that Supreme Lord I surrender unto him. I thought I'll just speak something because, to be very frank, I was not prepared. I was not prepared what to speak. Something this came on my mind to share something as a continuous conversation with Atulananda Prabhu. We had a nice conversation yesterday on these lines. So that just triggered me to say a few words. Thank you all. Now, maybe you can all help to build up the conversation. If you have any questions or anything to share. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Danvat Pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I don't know if this is related to the topic, but again, like as we are talking about how our senses should be engaged on Krishna and being having young children at home, like they are seeing like kids playing so many games like Nintendo or Xbox, what we just talked about. If we are not giving what they want, Prabhu, like because we know what it is, can we give them, Prabhu? Sorry, Prabhu, my voice is. Can we give all those accessories if they want to, like because they're seeing kids playing, and why I can't play at home? Like I don't know, Prabhu, how to even ask the question, like because how we can like guide kids about that, Prabhu. Like I'm not giving them at home, like how I can guide my kids about it, like why can't we use it, or like can I let them play? Those two questions, Prabhu.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we are in a place where there are a lot of chances to get engaged in all those different activities. We are surrounded by such children and parents and people. The problem is we have to be very careful because they are seeing other children are playing, other children are watching, other children are eating. So many things are there. So if you don't provide them what they're demanding for, let first hear before concluding yourself. If you're not providing them what they're asking for, coming and asking directly to us, there are high chances that they are going to try to experience these things secretly. Because you're not going to be sitting with them 24 by 7, watching them every moment, right? Therefore, there's quite a bit of a balance that needs to be done as a parent. Ideally speaking, we wish we all had Prahlad like uh, nothing to say about the kids that we have. I'm talking about the consciousness of Prahlad if we had the children like that. But It's also a challenge for them. Not everyone can be brought up like Divya by her father, who was very strong and strict, and um, it's a different um, brought up in her life. And she was also cooperative and accepting, and it worked out well between her and her father. It worked out, but not necessary. It may not be applicable for every one of us. Therefore, you find a balance. Not that if the children is coming and telling, none of our children is going to say that, but I want to eat something, why can't we eat that? Then not, there is a restriction on certain things for period, you can't do that, right? We explain to them, and this is what we follow. But if there are certain things that can be com compromised for the sake of bringing them closer to Krishna in a better way, then we try to do that one, right? And give them set some time. Well, if you want to do this one, we just take 10 minutes or 15 minutes, do this one, but you have to come back and do your slokas and reading or whatever you need to do. Those things has to be done. Um, so a blunt cut of saying that you cannot do this in a long run, it may be difficult, especially in the place where the place where we situated. There's a lot of high chances for them to go on a different path. So now that they're coming and openly asking you, it's a nice thing that you build up that relationship and trust with them. So they continue to be open throughout their life. If they come to a sense of that, if I ask this to my mom, she's going to get angry, she's going to be thing, then next time maybe better I don't tell her. That openness is closed and all these things will start in the background. So it is said that you have to be a parent with a child for a certain age. When they come to your shoulder, then you cannot treat them as your child. You have to treat them as a friend. But looks the way that the generation is going, we have to treat them as a friend right from their young age only, looks like, unfortunately, because they are so exposed to the world so much through all those medias and schools and friends and so forth. It's very difficult and cannot stop unless and until we can provide them a environment where it's all surrounded by devotees. Believe it or not, even there are chances. Even with that setup also, the impact will be less. But even there, Maya can sneak in all places. Even there, many things are there, uh, which won't be spoken explicitly outside, but there are underneath many things out there. So that's all I can tell. Put a balance of how we can do things on these things,
Sure.
and then work it out.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, what else we have to discuss? But the main point is like how we discussed today. As a parent, the main thing is that there is something called um, upayam and upayam. Upayam means goal. Upayam means goal. Upayam means to attain that goal. Attain that goal. Upayam, upayam. Upayam, the goal, and upayam means to attain the goal. If I want to come to your house, how do I come? I need to drive. I need to take a flight. Any of this, the means to come to your house. Then if I want to be able to eat food, eating food is my goal. Say, for example, eating food is my goal. But for me to attain the goal of eating food, there should be a means. What are the means? You need to have money. Without the money, that means you need to find a job. For you to find a job, you need to have proper education. If for us to have a proper education, we must have gone to school. If you have gone to school, that means you must have passed the exams. You see, the means to attain one simple act of wanting to be happy in our life, have a house or to eat a food. It goes through many, many layers of things to attain that goal. Upayam. Okay. Many layers to attain the goal. Therefore, in the material world, the upayam means the means, upayam, the goal, are two different things. You get understand what I'm trying to say? The goal that we want to attain and the means to attain the goal in our life are two different things. It cannot be the same. If I want to, right? If I want to eat food, food cannot be the mean for me attain the food, right? It's not. But when it comes to Krishna consciousness, when it comes to bhakti, when it comes to the spirituality, you'll be surprised. The upayam and the upayam are one and the same. How beautiful it is. Now, how is that possible? Well, what do you want to do what is your goal of your life? Bhakti. Each one of you may have different goals. Spiritual goals also may vary, by the way. Right? Your goal is to attain your spiritual. Your goal is I want to have that unalloyed bhakti. I want to have bhakti. How do you attain bhakti? By doing bhakti. Means and the goal are same. Someone may say, my goal in my life is to attain Krishna. Okay. Now, what does it mean to attain Krishna? You may say bhakti. I say Krishna. Krishna is the means to attain Krishna. You know, even the bhakti is not separate from Krishna, and we are going to it's one and the same, right? So by Krishna we attain Krishna. Therefore, upayam and upayam are the same. The reason I'm telling this one is if we make our children understand the goal of their life, we have to have some conversation with them, make them understand. They understand what is goal in your life. Many of us focus our goal is to make our children on the education wise. I was just watching a YouTube video recently. Why the Indians? You can search this out. It just came on my screen. Why the Indians in America are the wealthiest? This is not given by the one. This video is not by an Indian. It's by some Western person. Why Indians in America are wealthiest or rich? And that video is for 20 minutes or something. He spoke many points. One of the point he said is the culture that Indians have plays a major role in children's life. Number one. Number two, the parents, unlike the other culture, the Indian parents sacrifice everything for their children. Their existence is predominantly, whatever they do, they try to save as much as possible for their children. Everything for their children. And you won't find this side of thing in other country, other places. There could be exceptional things people are there, but in general, you won't find this thing. So the culture makes a big difference that brings us together, a family together. But the point here is we don't want to be simply, it's good to be wealthy, but it's not only that part we want to focus on. Along with that, we focus on the spiritual wealth. Material wealth is good. Whether you teach them or whether you don't teach them, this is the truth. Whether you teach them and especially those children grew up or growing up in this country, even we don't know how to guide them in their education. You all know this if you're an older kid. They will tell us what electives to take, what college to apply. When I was doing my selections of whether I should go to this university or that university in America and Australia, my parents had no clue at that time, in my time only. Now, what to speak about now? The children knows what to do. What is the best university or what the best course to take, which will give returns. They know very well all those things. So one thing that they may not show interest is Krishna consciousness. That is where we need to spend time with them to in a friendly manner, right? Bring them into or guide them in Krishna consciousness. And that has to be done in such a way that they don't feel threatened, that their playing time, their enjoyment will go away. So you set some boundaries, you set some expectations, and the children must definitely be challenged. If the children were not challenged, they will have tough time as they grow, right? So they have to be challenged at times. So that's small thing on this children topic.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. What are the questions or discussions? Yes.
Bro, in one of the Bhagavatam session, we were discussing over here. One particular point came up. And it's something to meditate upon. Okay, so the verse was that generally, the four yugas. First is Satyuga, then comes Dwapar, then comes Treta, and then comes Kali Yuga. Generally, and in this particular Manu, there is an overlap that Dwapar, Treta comes before Dwapar. Okay, so the devotee asks that what is the reason why Treta came before Dwapar? What that reason is not discussed in Bhagavatam. So what?
I've gone through that one, but personally, I don't know the source of that one.
Yeah.
I really don't know where that source of that one. Generally, with many of whatever little bit that I've read and so far, I'm not. It all says that the sequence of the yugas are pretty much standard. But this particular thing, I don't know where the commentary or source comes from. The actual source of that, the change of or overlap of these things. Overlap is I don't know the answer for that. I don't know.
I was just meditating on that particular thing. It's not it's not logical. It's just mood as such. What I'm thinking about sharing it. Can I share that, bro?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I mean, again, now my part is over. We can have discussion,
Yeah.
casual discussion.
Yeah. So I was thinking like uh, Krishna made this arrangement that he came as Ram, and all the yogis who wanted to marry him, they got a chance that as when Krishna comes, he can enjoy, they can enjoy with Krishna. If Krishna would have come earlier, then it would be difficult for Ram to fulfill his you can say promise. So that was the thing which I felt, and I told that this is my sharing, this is my meditation, but not something mentioned in the scriptures anywhere. So
I can tell you differently now.
yeah.
As a nice argument. If you're preaching to someone, you better make sure you practice it. You cannot go and tell someone to do something when you're yourself not practicing that. Therefore, Rama practiced first, and then next he gave Gita Upadesh. Right? You speak so much, but you don't follow, then how can you speak on these things? Then that is just nothing to do, say with what you said, just a different way of
Yeah,
speaking.
I get it.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Any other? Please open up. You can just discuss any topics here. Krishna conscious topic. Please do not, I request you all to please do not change the mood at this point. Let's focus on some nice discussion here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranams. So, Prabhuji, since we talked about the children and this thing, I was trying to get some details about, So at what certain age we can focus on? I mean, like, so what kind of topics that we can teach to the children? Like, I mean, maybe at a certain age we can start teaching these details slowly, or not, yeah, at least gradually. So do you have any source or any way we can find that information, Prabhuji?
Yeah, for the younger kids of your kid, they want stories, as many stories as you can tell. Just fill them with stories. If you know, during the Tirupavai season last year, Margari, that time we saw that how our father Periyar, the reason that Andal become lover of Krishna is because right from the childhood, his father was only speaking Krishna Katha to her. Right? Develop that love towards Krishna as much as possible. Speak Krishna about Krishna. Um, and also inside the house conversation between husband and wife, that's father and mother, as much as possible, let it be sattvic conversation and related to Krishna consciousness. They're like sponge at that age. They will just observe things very quickly. So that age, we tell stories, a lot of stories. When they grow little bit, where they can pronounce and speak and repeat the words correctly, then we start teaching them slokas. We start them teaching them slokas, right? And then slowly after that, I know Ananga Manjari Mataji, Aparna Mataji, she used to engage Shreya Sarvakanti. When she was a school kid, she used to engage her into the deity worship. She tell take this, she cooks and tells Shreya go offer and come. So she takes to the deities inside and does offering. Of course, you have to teach the kids, offer and then comes. When she grew up further, then and mom told her to do worship, the full arti. So she was doing that also. So this is gradually you can start engaging the kids. The main thing is that telling more stories, making them learn a lot of slokas is very important. These things are very important. Even if they don't understand the meaning of the slokas, it really doesn't matter. Let them memorize the slokas as many as it could. It will come handy, like in the case of Indradyumna, King Indradyumna, who became an elephant in the next life, right? It is just look at him. He just somehow or the other remembered some sloka, something from the previous life. He just recited. Um, yeah, some of those things. And also, one thing you can do is make your, especially in your case, make children games which are also related to Krishna. You play, you act. No, when I go to Chicago, even otherwise also, I know Chicago who are now all grown up. They have kids now. Those kids were young kids. I used to play with them, and they will become Rama and I'll become Ravana, or I'll become like all the demon Maricha, uh, and then they will kill me with arrows, and we play like this, and they will punch on each other. Devotees kid, if you, I don't know if you know Nityananda Prabhu, who was an ex-temple president of Chicago, and he also played a major role as a regional secretary. He is very beautiful, wonderful devotee. Wonderful. His son name was Prahlad Nashini, and we always play. Now I can now he's so big, so tall and big. So we always play, make dramas on spot. We don't plan and write dialogues. We play just on spot. That I'll become a demon. Always I will be the demon anyway for the children. Um, so, anyways, we fight. We make up stories and fight. This is anukaram. By the way, this is an important topic. I'm changing topic here. This is called anukaram. The when you are missing someone in your life, the separation of that person becomes to that degree where you start imagining, thinking that you yourself as that person. And this is nothing to do with sahajas. In Vrindavan, there are people, they wear like Krishna and put peacock and did I am Krishna and I am Gopi. We are not talking about that thing. In real sense, the bhakti goes to that extreme case where now you don't see that is so and so and I am so and so. You start feeling that I am that person. I am that person. You can see this behavior. I used to see this behavior. I think why people are doing like this. This is many years back. There were devotees, some devotees. You know, there are natural. These things naturally comes, and some things artificially comes. If you're a cricket player in the school times, you know this one. The boys in the school, and they won't sit normally. They will not sit normally. I'll call you back from. I'll call you back. I'll call you back. I am in a meeting. Hare Krishna. Thank you. I'll call you back. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't miss this call. I have to take this call. Now, when you're in the school, the boys, especially if you're from India, cricket and Indians cannot be separated. You can even separate Krishna consciousness away. Cricket and whoever, I don't know many, Dhoni and all those different players. I can't know everyone's name. Sorry of my ignorance. I'm not good. So, people will, as my friends are there, who are into this cricket. So, my God, they will, they won't have ball in the hand, but they will do like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. In the classroom, they get into so much into that one, they feel as if they are playing. This is called anukara. This is not anukaram, by the way. It's high. The term itself very high. So Gopikas did the same thing. When Krishna was not there, they said, "Hey, okay, I will be Krishna. You will be Balaram. You will be Sudhama. You will be the demon Agasura. You lie down. You be Kaliya. Let me jump on your head." And this is called anukaram. When you miss someone in your life, another one is that um, if the boy and girl are in love with each other and they're not together, they're separated, they are in a distance or something, the boy will take it for the sake of taking, don't get into too much of movie and all those things. The boy will start wearing the bangles of the girl, applying the lipstick that applied by the girl on his lips. Don't tell, just take it as simple thing. And he's trying to wear the dress of the girl, the pant or the t-shirt that she wears. The girls can go to do the same thing. I'm missing him. This is the shirt that he wears. Let me wear this one. The girls, I used to, this again, I don't know why I'm remembering um, uh, this family, but they are my beautiful family. Shreya Anand, and she used to wear her father's t-shirt. She loves her father so much. She wears her father's t-shirt. And Anand Prabhu's t-shirt, what size that would be. He's a special personality. And she wears a t-shirt. She loves her father so much, she wears a t-shirt. So anyway, so you can understand, this is Anukara. Anukara. So my point I was trying, I'm coming back to Hare Krishna's thing, and bring the children to that consciousness level where they love Krishna. Love Krishna. And it's a challenge. As the day grows, as they get exposure out, it's going to be challenging. Take it or believe it or not, it's going to be challenging. So as much as we can feed them now, feed them. That time, do it with force. Doesn't matter in that age. Then now you cannot force anyway after that. Is it okay, Hare Krishna?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay.
Bro, just sharing a thing on this topic of children. Nandini generally wants to watch something during while having dinner or something. So she asks for a movie. So we started watching B.R. Chopra's Mahabharat. So from day one, she liked Bhishma Pitama's character. So one day when we went to Toronto Temple has a painting of Bhishma Pitama lying on bed of arrows. So from there she saw that, and I told her that Arjun shot him. So from that day onwards, it for almost like 35-40 days, she's daily asking this question: why did Arjun kill, and why Bhishma Pitama? Why Krishna allowed Arjun to kill Bhishma Pitama? Because both are his own devotees. I said when the time comes, I will answer that. You just watch it. And yesterday, that particular scene was that where Arjun actually killed. Arjun is crying, Krishna is crying, and over here Nandini is also crying, and she is. And after the entire episode, she said that Krishna loves Bhishma Pitama so much, Bhishma, and he wants Bhishma Pitama to come to him. So that's why Krishna allowed Arjun to kill Bhishma. And because Bhishma was on the wrong side of Dharma, Bhishma had to die. So I did not answer her. She answered it so beautifully. So I understood like we can just attempt. End of the day, it is between Krishna and her that Krishna revealed it in her heart. And I felt that even senior devotees don't understand this concept, which a child understood so easily.
See how Krishna inspires for such kids. It's beautiful. It's nice. And our realization is so beautiful. That's exactly the answer is also, right?
Yeah.
We all know that one. That's nice. And when we see the spark in these children, take them in those same line, they become more interested in these things. Thank you for sharing that one. And then teach them, children especially, teach them if they have any toys, tell them what is the name of this toy, and they will give some name. Then connect that to Krishna's name. Why don't you call this as Nimai? Why don't you keep this toy name as whatever Krishna, Govinda, and play with? These are some of the simple things that we can teach them when they are under our control. That's underlying.
She watched that Abhay Charan and she wants Radha Krishna Brass DT.
Like father. Okay, who else have? There are many been here. No, I'm just hearing the same voice here. Anyone else? Let honor our new guest, Parish Patel. Do you want to share something? Do you have anything that we can talk?
Nothing comes to my mind right now, Prabhu.
Okay. I need to call out names. Let's start with our
Right.
question bank. Okay, Shant has jumped before the question bank, Prabhu. All know who that question bank Prabhu is. He's preparing a big list of questions maybe behind. Yes, Shantaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandvat Pranam. Actually, I kept my question on the chat also. So, means if we go out, if we wanted to talk to anyone in the office or anything, how to start conversation on Krishna consciousness, Prabhu?
How to start Krishna consciousness conversation with the
Yeah, with maybe a known person or a known person, but they don't know anything about.
Yeah. I would just one thing that is I did this one also at my workplace many years back. I had a Bhakti Yoga club, and during the lunchtime, we all gather and we have lunch together, and then we discuss. It's just a general, simple discussion we'll have. And that continued. It was very nice until this whole different things started, working from home and all these different. But otherwise, it was going out well many times. So there would be a community within any corporation, maybe an Indian community association. So I gathered the contacts from all those association, and then send out a mail and tell I'm starting discussion, Bhakti Yoga discussion based on Bhagavad Gita. And those who are interested, bring your own food. We can all, it's a casual discussion. You all can come, sit, and we can have a discussion. And that's how I sent, and many people joined out of that. Many people left, and few stayed back. That's a general thing, right? Usually happen. And one piece of advice on that is better to keep away from those teams that you're working very closely. If your team members, your manager, your your subordinates, if you're a lead or a manager, your subordinate, I would say try to maintain that professional relationship with them. There could be chances where things may go differently otherwise. Because the spiritual and material dealings, sometimes when it comes to workplace, it may be challenged. And you will be seen differently at the time. So if you can connect with those people in a personal level and see their interest and gather few people like that by word of mouth, that would be much more ideal rather than doing anything bigger. It somehow worked out for me that time. But going back and thinking deeper on those things, it's nice to have a word of mouth, through word of mouth, gather some selected people and have discussion during the lunchtime. That would be much more ideal. That's number one. Unless and until you're going to take a different route. Different route is where you do not speak about Krishna consciousness. You speak about all these different fancy things called guided meditation, yoga for health, etc. You give some fancy names. You don't speak about Krishna, you don't speak about Bhagavad Gita, you don't speak out any of these things. And you gather people, but first for that, you need to have that skills to do that. Then you have meetings of just 30 minutes, 15 minutes, everyone come together, pranayama, exercise, concentration on health. This will refresh you. Your productivity will be multiplied by hundreds of times. You get more energy and all these fancy things that you put together and conduct some program, and people will be interested. And people will be more interested in those things than you say that Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavad Gita, and that one also opens up door for non-Indians. Many non-Indians will also come join. Easy to attract. People are into yoga everywhere. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my colleague, not non-Indian. She was getting disturbed and for something that's happening within the team. Yesterday means this week. And maybe I should, she was just telling herself to me in my one-on-one. She was telling, maybe I should do some yoga. So yoga is well known now. Or she was telling, another thing she was telling that I don't know how to deal with this person. I think it's all because of my karma. Believe it or not, it's not Indian. She's not talking because I'm an Indian. It naturally comes karma, guru, yoga. Naturally, now it's all there in the dictionaries. So that could be another way that you can build up those skills and you can bring people slowly into that aspect. And then you select those people and next level go into Krishna consciousness. Some of these things, whichever works out for you, you can try these things. But one piece of advice is, do not project yourself in such a way they think that you're fanatic. You're fanatic. You're too much into it. By the way, we all have to be too much into it. But externally, we don't need to show that I'm too much into it in a way that they're afraid or they feel they treat us differently. Then you'll be isolated. You'll be separate. So you try to show yourself as one among them, but you have something to share with them. Share with them. When I had there's another team member of mine, we had a one-on-one. And now the way that I try to have one-on-one with my people is go for a walk. Is no more phone calls. If they are present locally, I tell them, let's go for a walk with one to have one-on-one. We go walks, just walk, and just a completely relaxed conversation. Work related will be maybe 2 minutes, it's done. For next 28 minutes, it's just a personal conversation. And then this conversation built in such a went for a few times. Now the person was telling, I don't know what, it's opened up, saying that my entire life has been like this. That means now you get a small entry towards using Krishna consciousness into the conversation in a way that they don't get intimidated. They don't feel fear. Just a light dose, a light dose, and light dose. And here's another, this is again I'm just giving as personal examples, that's all. Not to tell how great and what I am. It's not that. And then another person was telling, I like the way that you respond and respond in the meetings. Well, that's another opportunity because that person doesn't know how to respond. Everyone sees that person as a defensive person. So here's an opportunity for you. So you don't go as a preacher straight on their face. You set up situation in such a way they come to you asking, how are you doing this one? Or they open up their personal thing. I just casually, I don't know, life is miserable. Right? Did that help, Shanta Mitaji?
Yes, Prabhu. This is more towards in the office. Suppose if you are going out, how can you put some more examples, Prabhu?
Out in a sense, now
Outside, just
but you have to be more specific. Out means open.
outside means just in general, going out of the home or in the community or in shop, somewhere. Just if we are meeting a lot of people, right?
Also, one other scenario I can add, like we are going for a book distribution for like some green tea festival this weekend, right? Yeah, we may meet. Yeah, so mostly a lot of Westerners will be there for that festival. So, yeah, I think maybe that also we can include as an example or situation.
Book distribution is fixed. It's just you're representing an organization. There's no buttering business there or going through the process of how we are in the office, how we are. It's just straightforward. I am representing Prabhupada. I am representing Krishna. This is what I am. Like here, I'm having all this thing. And you're just straightforward in the book distribution. There's no hiding thing or anything of that nature.
Got it.
Right? But say, for example, you're in traveling or in a flight or something, you carry some small Prabhupada's books, right? At the time, your passenger next to you, you develop a conversation. They may be reading, it happens, they may be reading some books. You can just ask, what book are you reading? Looks like you're interested in reading books and build up some conversation. And I have a book for you. Here's the book. Don't charge them in the flight. You have a credit card, swipe card, and all this. You just give the small book as a gift to them. This is a fascinating book. If you're interested, looks like you're interested in reading books. I want to give a small gift for you. Take this book. That can be, in a way, when you're traveling, you can do those things. But otherwise, in public place in general, for me, I'm the way I am. I just, not that some places I go with tilak, some places I don't go with tilak, right? So you're representing Krishna outside. People obviously know. You go to Schnucks many times, there are, or in Walmart or many other places. Some people openly ask, "Hey, what is this? Do you mind if I ask you what is this on your head?" Then you get an opportunity to talk, and make sure you carry some things like this in your hand at the time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. You keep these things in pocket. When someone is asking, "Hey, here I want to give you something, take this," and you already made one devotee. We have a mission of in 2035, by 2035, we have to increase 3% of our devotee community. And we all have to, I'll talk about that later. Maybe you all have to know about it. The mission of the biggest target that we all have in our hand as of now, as a member of ISKCON, by 2023, 2035, correct? 2035, we have to increase our community by 3%. By 3%, we have to increase. What are we going to do for that? We have to, the requirement is, how do you know that this person is part of our member? How do we know we are part of that person? Should be at least chanting one round of Krishna Maha Mantra. Requirement. Then that person can be counted into the 3%. Or that person must have attended 20 programs, temple related programs in a year. It could be a Bhakti Vriksha program, it could be a temple Sunday program, 20 programs that person should have attended in an year. These are the things when we make, when that person does, then we consider that person to be a member of our movement. Not only after initiation. One has to chant one round every day, and attending 20 programs minimum in a year. Temple organized program, which also includes Bhakti Vriksha. When we do these things, then how are we going to do? We all have to start thinking about how can I contribute to Prabhupada's movement, that from my side to increase members of ISKCON by 3%. What am I going to contribute? So Shanta's question is so very related, that how can we introduce Krishna consciousness to others? So Bhakti Vrikshas, introduce them to the temple, bring them to the temple, carry these cards always. So we have an address, give them, hey, just come over. We have a free Sunday feast. We serve vegetarian food. And don't only go to the people who are necessarily Indians. That's another thing. You break out those things and talk to all types of people. Okay. Shanta? Yeah? You okay? Shanta Mataji?
Okay. Yes, Prabhu, little bit, but yeah.
Are you involved in book distribution by any chance?
No, Prabhu, not yet.
That is a good start. That will remove our fear. Hari Krishna can speak on that. That will remove our shyness. That will remove our fear. That will help us to reach out to any type of people.
Yes, Prabhu, maybe hopefully I'll go in the evening. Maybe I need to go outside, right? I mean, to other places. So that is the challenge. But mostly I'll go in this evening, Prabhu, to.
Yeah, not necessarily you have to go every week. At least whenever you are possible, go watch. Try to do this one. It's nice. And the Prabhupada's technique is, you can only make devotees when you go out of the house. Sitting inside the house, what are we going to do? Go outside, meet people, talk to people, give them books, give them cards, introduce them to our Sunday programs. We all have to take it very seriously to this 335 mission, the vision to spread out. St. Louis compared to other places is not very big, right? We all take a weekend You go to O'Fallon, I go to Chesterfield, you go to Baldwin, you go to Valley Park, you go to Manchester. We spread out and go out and do things. Okay, let's see. Bhupal Prabhu raised his hand. Let's see what he has.
Hare
Scientific.
Krishna, Prabhuji, wish you happy birthday, Prabhuji. Prabhu, my question is broadly related to Santa Mataji's question, slightly different direction though. So how to deal with workplace colleagues like in the social activities? So like for example, we in our workplace we have every Friday they have a barbecue at lunch. Obviously, I don't go to any of those, but then they have other gatherings and so on, social gatherings. Where I try to avoid giving some reason or the other, but then people start thinking that this guy is antisocial. He's not socializing with other people. Similarly, when you travel, go to conferences and all, and then go, the dinners and all those things. So how do we deal with those kind of situations? That we are not like, and because if people think that we are not very social, then they will not really be receptive to what we are going to say, right? So, like, not just work related, but other things, like you're saying, trying to preach in a different way. But can we really preach to the people if people don't really think that we are kind of socializing and mingling with them? So, how do you deal with this situation, Prabhu?
It's a simple thing. You be social. You have to be friendly to people. At the same time, following your principles. The boundaries you set is to protect yourself, not to keep away. Boundaries that we set in our life is to protect our values and principles. Please understand this one. We have to set boundaries to protect our values and principles, not to keep people away from us. Right? That does make sense. So it's very important that we understand. We set boundaries to ourselves to follow the values and principles that I have in my life. That boundary is to protect me, not to threaten or keep people away from me. With my principles, with my boundaries, I will exercise my limits in such a way that I'm social to people. And when I do this one, I also convey the message directly or indirectly. The others also value my principles and appreciate and accept me as I am. This happens in my workplace all the time. They have this birthday party, and they come and without fail, they'll come and call me about the birthday party. They will all cut the cake. And then when the people who doesn't know me, they will bring a piece of cake to me, and another person next to me, he will not take. It's okay. And I also say, yes, thank you. But the person said, thanks for coming for the birthday party. Right? Things like that. It's just important that you participate, but you with the boundaries that you have to maintain your thing, so that people will value you. That even then you have certain things, you're feeling you're accessible, you're friendly, you're good. So another thing is that anyway, I can go on with my examples, but that's not needed. So that's the point. You just set an example. You participate in those things. But like that lotus flower, be away from the activity, be social, talk to people. We are social people, by the way, in Krishna consciousness. We are not Bhajananandi, right? We are not like that. That's not what Prabhupada has taught us. We be social to everyone, participate. But if they say that let's all go for a movie, the thing is, company is sponsoring a movie, let's all go some whatever the movie is, then you say, "No, I have another engagement." You don't go and tell, in past 25 years, I've never watched a movie. And they're not going to appreciate that. They want to understand that. They go, what life, miserable life you have. Not watching movie? What a miserable life, man. I would never do what you're doing. I'm sorry. So you don't want to give any of those negative things. And when it comes to food and party, you can always have a special dietary. I'm just follow some special diet. I cannot, my body does not allow to eat outside. That's it. Or however you want to say, I'm just giving an example. or I can only eat this much. I can only have salad. I can only have fruits. I can only take some drinks, juice. You have any follow up on that, Gopal? No?
So yeah, this is a bit longer topic. So for example, yeah, going to birthday party is probably okay, but let's say they're asking to go to barbecue. I just can't stand that smell, right? So obviously, you say no, I can't come. And if that happens every week, then how do you deal with that? So,
Every week, barbecue.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to go every week. I'm just telling that just make yourself a proper judgment. For the sake of invitation, you've been asked just as a duty to just be present for one time. But that's it. You don't need to have to go all the time if they have.
and for an example of movie, probably I was just thinking. So I mean, they discuss things like wine and different types of wine and whatever. So I ask and they say, okay, I don't know anything about it. I've never drank, and they say that like you are missing out a lot in life. I was thinking in my mind that okay, you guys are also missing out a lot in life, but I you just can tell those things, right? So I don't know how to deal with those kind of comments when people say that you are missing out a lot in life.
Yeah, I mean, those things. Therefore, we say no thanks. Just don't. That's why I said don't tell that I've not watched movie for this many years. I've never drank. I never think that people think you're not. The the thing that generally people have is you have to experience everything in your life. That's a general idea. Most of the people, you have to experience everything in your life. You have to eat everything. You have to experience all those things. That means you've not had the full experience. Without having experience, how can you say that this is not good for you? That is, they want to experience and then decide whether it's good or bad. Our thing is, I'm just telling to you, you don't go and tell, you don't have to tell this to them. Our thing is, we don't need to experience everything. Have you experienced death? Have you experienced how the cyanide taste? You want to experience cyanide? Well, you can experience. You won't be here to tell how it tasted. Not that everything has to be experienced to come to. That's a wrong notion, but they will not understand that point. Therefore, we use our words not bluntly and straightforward to them. We use our intelligence to convey the message. I'll skip today. You will be wondering what skip today. How can I tell that skipping today? Well, those people need such dialects, unfortunately. Or you say, I don't. No, it's okay. Thank you. I don't need. I'll take some orange juice, apple juice, water. Just based on the person and people and things, we just have to eventually they will come to know you don't do this one. When they come to know that you don't do this one, they're not going to bother you at that point of time. That's it. I, I use a, this is a that you can if the person is very close to you having a nice conversation. Hey, you're just missing out something in your life. And he says something like that, then well, this is not the only thing that I have to get happiness from. I have other. If you have better conversation, good relationship, I get my joy and pleasure elsewhere, somewhere else. Then that becomes another opportunity for such people to have Krishna consciousness conversation. What is that more than that that brings happiness than drinking? Oh, well, that depends on that person. You can build up conversation in that. I mean, you can just tell, you can go more philosophically after that. How far are you happy after drinking? If you can take a glass of wine or whatever it is it good enough, or you come back to your original state of worries and suffering? Then you can go on blah 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 whatever. You know how to preach to people, but thing is, don't be too rude or uh, cutthroat. Do not give cutthroat responses to people. They may not like it. You may have to alter your way of communicating things, make it in such a way that they are able to accept it. that is a technique that we all have to learn how to speak in a way that they will accept it. Yes, Atulananda Prabhu.
No, I think continuing on the same conversation, I mean, a lot of my best friends are Muslims because I'm from Pakistan. So I go to their houses still, and all that. They eat meat, but I think after a certain point they understand that this is not they behave with you different, but you have to still mix with them and make known what your beliefs are, and why you don't do certain things. So and I think most of the people in this day and age are pretty um accommodative, because you could see that now when we came to this country, say 30 years ago, you could ever not ever see a vegetarian dish in the in the Western restaurants and all that. Now it's all like vegan. Everything is vegan and all that. So I think people are starting to realize the health benefits in general, but I think a big antisocial is not good. Like you said, on the same grounds, you just slowly, gradually make yourself known that you are not, you why you are doing, how you are, what you are doing, why you are doing. So I think that's my few cents.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. On that point, I just want to add, like, I work at school where, like, teachers sometimes eat in the lounge, and, like, that helps us to have a good conversation with them. Like, sometimes if we have a good relationship, if we build that relationship, we get a chance to talk about what we do and why it is important to us, and, like, how it is helps us. For example, like, in my last work, like, I changed my position this year. I went to a different school, but in my last school, many of my colleagues know, like, for every 15 days, one day I fast. I don't tell it's Ekadashi or something, but they know, like, for every 15 days, on 11th day I fast. Why? Because I tell them, like, I introduce them, like, scientific reasons behind it, like the moon things and the water body. Like, that's how, like, they get interested in what we are doing, like how it helps me. Like, and they all know, Prabhu, like, I don't eat onion and garlic. Like, I sit with them and I talk to them. They ask me, like, oh, you're not eating, why don't you eat? I tell them, like, these are the reasons that I don't want to eat it. They And one thing that I observed is, like, people here respect what you are.
Yes.
That is what I like, Prabhu. They really don't hate us for not doing what they're doing. They really
Yes.
respect. That is the best thing that I saw in here. Even, like, in my new school, my one day, like, in the beginning of first week, my principal came over to me, like, asked me, what's your diet, like, because we are having a picnic, what do you want to eat? I clearly told him, like, I'm fine if I don't have anything to eat at the time, like, but he insisted me, oh, you have to say something. Okay, I would like to have some fruits. That's it. Just sharing what you want to be and what you like to live like, that that really helps you, and maybe someone may be interested in knowing more about what we are doing. In that way, we are helping some other
Yeah.
people. That's my understanding, Prabhu. I just want to share it.
That's nice. Thank you for sharing. It's really good. That's how we should be. For example, yesterday also we were invited for a birthday party, and that person who invited told us that I know that you do not eat anything outside, but could you please come for our girl's birthday party? And we with the entire family went, and we that made them very happy. We stayed there for some time, and then we came out. And obviously, they have all types of shop bought items and food and things like that. But honoring that request, going there, makes them feel nice.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going to be 7 o'clock. Can you turn off the recording?